Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of the Brett Allan Show, a pop culture podcast where we talk to your favorite actors and celebrities from film, television, music, comedy, and more. And on the show today, we are talking American Siege, which is a fantastic film. If you have not seen this yet, I highly recommend it. And we have one of the stars with us today, Trevor Gretzky. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here today.
Hey, Brad, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yes. Well, if you recognize the last name, I'm sure it's very familiar, but we're here to talk about his movie and maybe we'll dig into some other things later. But let's talk about this project because it's absolutely spectacular. And of course, the cast, Timothy Murphy, Bruce Willis. I mean, the list goes on and on. How did you become involved in the project, Trevor, and how did it all come about for you?
Well, a few years ago, I did a movie called Cosmic Sin with Bruce as well, and Edward Drake was the director, and that's kind of where I met these group of guys, and I've been working with them on a few projects since. And then when Corey Large and Edward Drake got me involved with American Siege, obviously, I'm not going to turn down an opportunity to work with Edward. The guy works so hard, and he's such a great director, and I'm fortunate to be around him.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a fun film, and I have to say, you guys all just did such a fantastic job. I mean, it's just a really spectacular film, and I mean, sure, I mean, why would you turn down an opportunity with
Yeah,
such it'd be foolish, right? I think.
yeah,
I don't know, maybe unless you just felt, I guess, passionate about it for some reason or
yeah.
another. But when people have the opportunity to watch this film, what can they expect? What is your hope or expectation for viewers when they have the opportunity to watch it?
Just to enjoy it as much as we enjoyed the process of making it. We did it in 8 days, and watching how hard Edward worked on it, getting it done, and how much fun we had in the process of actually doing it. I think it kind of comes out on screen. We all put a lot of work in, and really enjoyed our time together. And if you can enjoy just a fraction as much as we enjoyed making it, then it would be a good thing.
Yeah, well, that's pretty run and gun, 8 days to put a film together.
Yeah.
Can you kind of let us in a little bit on your experience? Because normally a film can be done over the course of, several weeks or several months, but 8 days is like really fast.
Uh,
What was that like? Was it because of the lockdown and pandemic or because of limited schedules? I mean, I'm very curious to hear kind of what your experience was in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly, probably because of COVID and limited schedules or whatever, but the fact that Edward got it done and the whole crew got it done is pretty amazing. And anytime you got a actor like Timothy Murphy and Bruce, and then a director like Edward on a set, who those guys have so much experience and knowledge on what to do, you're in good hands. So like I said, the process we had working together was just so special to me, and I'm so fortunate to be able to have the experience of Timothy Murphy and Bruce, and just seeing Edward Jake work like a machine. It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, they're all just so super talented to begin with. And the fact that you got it done so quickly is huge. And, when you're watching a film like this, you don't really think about the fact that it was filmed in 8 days, really.
Yeah.
That's not even something that comes across the mind in that regard. So I'm very curious. Obviously, kind of switching gears a little bit. We know who your father is. If you don't know who he is and you're watching and listening to this, I don't even know what to say to you at this point. But for you, growing up in a family of hockey and sports like that, and then kind of taking the turn and deciding to pursue acting and things like that, um, it must feel good in a way to kind of do this. And I mean, obviously, I mean, all parents want their kids to have the very best life possible, clearly. But for you, was there ever any sort of like difficult conversations in your head that you had to have and go, well, I don't necessarily know that sports is kind of what I want to go towards. Maybe acting is something different. I'm just very curious because I know it's different for everybody. Clearly, it's turned out quite well for you. So, I mean, obviously, you've done an amazing and a fantastic job on everything you've done so far. But I think our listeners would be kind of interested to hear sort of the genesis of what sort of led you to become a storyteller.
Yeah, my I'm very first of all, I'm very fortunate to have the parents that I have. My mom and dad have always pushed me to not settle and really do what I want in life and follow your dreams, whether you make it or not. Because since I was 5 years old, my dad's always told me, if you love what you're doing and if you love your job, you're never really going to work a day in your life. And he's really instilled that in my head. And growing up, I wanted to act, and my mom was an actress, and she always kind of pushed me. And once I got drafted into baseball, I had to, I was all in with, baseball, and I was in the minor leagues for, I don't know, 6, 7 years. So
Yeah.
I didn't have time. It's so, it's so competitive, just like acting's competitive. It's so competitive in sports. That's all really you got to do. And once I got cut, um, I just kind of knew, this is my time to, switch gears and not waste any time in life and puttering around. Just go really do this and put your head down and do it. And like I said, I was fortunate to have my mom and dad there saying, no, don't go settle. Don't go get a job. Don't go just, be complacent. Like, you only got one life to live, and go follow your dreams. If it doesn't work out, hey, it doesn't work out. But I've been fortunate enough to get these opportunities that I've gotten. And, I've had a manager, and Mark Markawa, who's, supported me since the day I met him. And like I said, the people around me have been so great to me, and worked so hard for me and with me, that I'm just fortunate that I'm in the position that I am. And if I keep doing this as long as I can, I'm going to. Um,
Yeah, no reason
uh,
not to. Yeah, I mean, you've
yeah,
done so good. And again, I mean, the bigger picture here is that just to have the support of family in any creative venture is huge, because it's a risk, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Regardless of who your parents may or may not be, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter.
yeah,
Um, Dallas Howard has always told this story of her father, Ron Howard, and how there was a point in her life and career where she didn't want to use her parents' last name because she wanted to like stand on her own and all this sort of thing. And the point of it was, it's like, embrace your culture, embrace who you are. But hey, if you want to go do this solo, then please do.
yeah,
Because because you don't learn those life lessons if you're kind of reliant upon maybe a culture, if that, you know what I'm saying, like it's
yeah,
just kind of like, just do your thing because you're talented, like you are, like whether it's baseball or acting, because I mean you do a hell of a job in this movie. So really it's like, it's very, very true. And I'm excited for people to be able to watch this if they
yeah.
haven't had the opportunity. So one last question. Obviously, you've had a lot of experiences in your life and you've done a lot of different things, whether it was in sports or acting recently. What is the best advice or the best piece of advice that you've ever received, Trevor, that has sort of sustained you and kept you on the trajectory of your career as an actor and just a human being?
I mean, it's definitely got to be from my dad. You know, ever since I can remember, he's told me and my siblings, if you, it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. If you really work hard and love something a lot and you really work at it, good things are going to happen. Whether you become the greatest or make it or make a living or just get to the point where you just enjoy the time you're doing. If you work hard, good things are going to happen. And it's really, he's really instilled that in my head, and it really has paid off. I was always a skinny kid in baseball, and I just said, what, I'm gonna take that advice. I'm gonna work hard, and I got to a point where I was playing professionally, and then with the acting, I just said, I'm not gonna listen to outside noise. I'm not gonna listen to the people that say, oh, you're only doing this because your dad's Wayne Gretzky. I'm not. My dad said, screw them all. Like, just do what you want to do and work hard, and good things will happen. And that's kind of the biggest advice and best advice I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh I love it. Yeah. I mean, that's just great. And as a father, there's no greater joy than to just see your kids be healthy and successful, and really, I think that's the biggest love letter to all of this, and headline is just pursue your dreams. You know what I'm saying? And do your best, and good things come to those who wait. I think that's a Heinz ketchup commercial. But anyway, in any case, thank you so much, Trevor. Congratulations on this wonderful project. We'll make sure to link an opportunity for people to check it on the show notes. Trevor Gretzky, thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks for having me.